Women's Speakers Association is 2 months away from what? Publishing our sixth edition of Voices of the 21st Century. The theme is women empowered through passion and purpose. And we, in this edition, have five women from Australia who have contributed their stories and their heart to this book. And today we're very lucky to have three of them. We have these awesome authors here today to share of their journey at being this voice of the 21st century. So welcome to our virtual stage, and hi, Brigitte.
Hello, I'm Brigitte Stills from Stills Properties. I'm a consultant coach and a mentor, and my title in the book is How I Got Started in Property Management, and you can find me at stillsproperties.com.au.
Awesome. Great to have you, Brigitte. And hi, Carole.
Hi, I'm Carole Cooke, and I'm a three-time Paralympian speaker and author. You can find me at carolecooke.com.au. And my title in the book is Harnessing Your Force to Find Your Gold Medal Moment.
Oh, lovely. Thank you. Welcome, Carole. And hi, Marsha.
Hello, I'm Marsha Lake from Marsha Lake Secretarial Services, a visual presentation and transcription expert. You can find me at mlss.com.au, and the chapter in my book is called Perseverance and Tenacity.
Well, awesome. Thank you, Marsha. And thank you all for being here. And we want to go through this journey, and I'm on the journey too. My chapter is Your Joy Transforms the World. And it's been quite the journey. And I want to hear from each of you about what was your inspiration first for joining the book? Brigitte?
Well, actually, this is my second book. And my inspiration actually came during a conversation with Gail Watson, the CEO of Women's Speakers Association, just over 2 years ago. We were having this conversation about life and about business, etc. And she said to me at that time, "You've got a marvelous story. You should use that. You should have this in one of our books." And basically, that's more or less how I started. But I thought to myself at that time, what story? I don't really have a story. I mean, am I going to be embarrassed about sharing this information? And she said, no, read, she gave me some information about other stories in other books. And I read that, and look, I went ahead with it. And that's how basically I got started. And I haven't looked back since.
And we're so glad you haven't. And now you're in your second story. That's so fabulous. We'll talk more about that with you when we come back to you. But first, I want to go over to Carole and ask, what was your inspiration for joining Voices of the 21st Century?
Well, funny enough, Gail Watson again. So we can blame her for a lot of this, I think. I had actually already written 2 books, and the process was really extremely difficult. And when I heard about Voices of the 21st Century, I thought, wow, like I do have a story to share. And I think my issue was, can I get it into one chapter? And so I guess that was the challenge for me, was cutting down everything to get a story into a book that told everything that I wanted to tell. And to be honest, it's just been amazing being part of it with all these amazing women and the women that I've met along the journey. So that's been my inspiration. Gail talked me into it, and I haven't looked back.
And you were able to cut it down.
I was. It was difficult, but I was.
Yeah, it does happen. Not as difficult as writing your whole own book.
Exactly.
Yeah, very cool. Well, and Marsha, how about you? Tell us what your inspiration for joining Voices and contributing a story to it.
Well, once again, it was Gail. After speaking to her, the inspiration for joining the book was that my website had covered a very small part of my story. I never believed that I had a story to tell. How could I make it interesting to the reader? A dream of mine was to find content to write a book one day, being more visible, giving back, and inspiring other women who either wanted to start a business or required some guidance to do so. And after talking to Gail, I realised I do have a story, and I can put something into a chapter.
And I love that you all are highlighting how Gail influenced it. And the fact is, when an author wants to contribute a story, they go through an application process. Part of that is a session with Gail. And so you'll know if you're inspired or not after that session. It's really great that all of you were. So Brigitte, back to you. How has the process impacted you?
It's been quite a journey. Look, I really, really enjoyed it. I mean, my first book, Women of the 21st Century, Transforming the World, when that was released, it was quite a change to me and to my lifestyle. And it's given me great opportunities. I've got a new approach to my coaching and my consulting business. It's added strength to my profile. I'm now known as a leader in the industry, even though prior to that, I knew that I must have been, because I've been around since 1975. But I use it as a marketing tool and a promotional tool. And I gift it to colleagues and people in business. So it's given me great resources. And I think one of the most fabulous experiences was when I sold 20 books to one of my friends, who's actually a client and a business associate. He had this little sticker on the front of the book, and he was posting them out to friends of his or business people, and the little sticker said, "You must read Brigitte Stills' story. She is a real trailblazer." And I mean, when I saw that, it sort of hit me. The impact was there, and I thought to myself, "Wow, I could have traveled to the moon and back," and I felt so good about it, and it's been great ever since.
Yeah, it's nice when you see how the world sees you as a trailblazer, right? It's so cool.
Exactly.
Congratulations. So, Carole, how has the process been impacting you so far?
I think other than learning how to cut things down and be very concise, because I do love a chat. For me, it's been amazing meeting the women and realizing that every woman has a story, and being able to be empowered by that. It's just been incredible. I mean, I have passion for what I do, so I don't like that. But to see that other women have just as much passion, and we don't hear enough of that in the world. So I guess that's really been, for me, something that's just been absolutely incredible, to hear the passion and the empowerment and the drive through other women as well.
Yeah, and that we're cheering each other on here.
Exactly. We've got each other's back. And I mean, that's the good thing. That's the good thing, is that, like, I know I can call Brigitte or Marsha and say, like, what do I do with this? You become friends, you get mentors, and yeah, it's just been an amazing journey.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you. Marsha, how has the process been impacting you?
The process has enlightened me into how you can become more visible. And also, as Carole said, meeting ladies from around the world and sharing with them and knowing they've got your back and you can ring them at any time of the day or night. I feel more confident with the way I'm presenting, giving back to others, and just passing through some of my business tips to other people. And most importantly for me, believing in myself more than I did previously.
Yeah, it's a real transformative process. It's subtle on one hand, but then when you look back, you're like, oh yeah, I'm more confident. Oh yeah, I have a whole community of sisters who have my back. Oh yeah, I am a trailblazer. Oh, like it's truly astonishing when we take a look at what is possible when we do harness our courage and get more visible and do it in community. So congratulations on that front. I'm real curious now. I go back to Brigitte. What would you like other Australian women to know about saying yes to being an author or a voice of this 21st century?
Look, I get asked these questions all the time about what would I say? What do I have to offer? And I keep saying to women out there, we all have a story. We all have something that we want to share, whether it's in our personal life or whether it's in our business life. It's something, and readers really love reading about you. And basically, as Carole says, if you want to increase your profile, and you want to get your story out there and you want to be a published author, you've got to partake within the book. I mean, it adds substance to your profile. It creates awareness. It provides a wider reach and credibility for you. Your story actually connects you with, on an emotional level. And those emotions make you memorable and attract more clients. Look, I'm very much an advocate for the Voices of the 21st Century books. It's helped me in many ways. It's opened doors. I'm speaking at Rotary clubs and ladies' functions, even though I'm not really a speaker, and I've knocked back many opportunities, believe me, especially this year. But the opportunities came up, pardon me, these opportunities came up due to the book. And I've made so many new friends, and I call the women that I associate with, globally, my global sisters. And, we all talk to each other and we all offer advice. And it's been an amazing journey. And when I've told people in Australia that the book's actually been a bestseller in Australia on Amazon, they sort of look at me and say, really? How did you manage that? But it's all to Voices, and it's all to Women Speakers Association. So all I can say out there to women, if you're a speaker, presenter, a coach, or an entrepreneur, you've got to get involved in this. This is for you.
I agree. And for those wondering, how could you get involved? It wouldn't be for this version. Obviously, we're only 2 months away. But for the next edition, which we're super excited about as well, you can go to voicesofthe21stcentury.com and check it out. Put it in your application. Doesn't mean you have to do anything about it. But if you think you might have a story, or you're not sure if you want to tell your story and you want to meet with Gail to find out, it doesn't cost you anything to fill out that form and meet with her, which is the cool thing. So, Carole, is there anything you'd like other Australian women to know about being an author, and in particular, maybe a voice of the 21st century?
Look, I think, as Brigitte said, most women, like I do a lot of talks, and it's so funny how many people come up to me afterwards, especially women, and say, wow, you have a great story. I wouldn't have anything to get up and talk about. And I look at them and say, we all have a story. Somewhere in our lives, we have a story. And it just takes a little bit of thinking to pull out what that story is for you. And honestly, things like being involved in a book like the Voices of the 21st Century can open doors for you that you never thought would open. And, don't even, like you said, go to voicesofthe21stcentury.com, pull out that application, fill it out, have a chat with Gail, and I can guarantee you she will find that story within you, and you will know that you have something to say, because it'll open doors that you never thought that could open.
And opening doors is powerful, especially
definitely.
We need to do more of that for women in this world. So I'm so glad you're all here. Marsha, tell me, what would you like other Australian women to know about saying yes to being an author, sharing their story, and maybe a voice of the 21st century?
Okay, to our Aussie friends, the whole process of thinking you may have a story to tell, to having fellow co-authors who are supporting you here in Australia and around the world, to completing your chapter and having an overwhelming feeling of achievement is the most rewarding process ever. And once again, opening doors. I've had the opportunity of being a guest on a podcast this month and another one next week. And it's so good, in fact, I've decided to do it again for 2025 Voices book.
There are some doors opening left and right for you now. That's great. Well, thank you. If each of you would like to share one parting thought or inspirational moment, something else, I would love for you to chime in. So, Brigitte, is there anything else you'd like to leave our viewers with?
Look, I'd like to say that I have a goal for 2025, and I'm working on this right now for the book for 2025 to be released in February. I'm trying to sign up 10 women in Australia to partake in the book and to produce their chapter. We've got a great offer going for the next week through Voices. And if we can get the 10 people to get the 10 women together, we can all work together and help each other out. I'm working on getting us all on a stage in Sydney and presenting our story. And I think this is a great opportunity for women in Australia to, to get involved in this. And there's so many people that I can put you forward to that will help you with your journey, or that will help you with your story, or give you advice. And of course, you have this great opportunity of having an interview with Carole Watson.
Yeah, that's where you start. And also, if you become an author, you also get a video interview about you and your story that you could leverage to sell more books, to position you as a credible best-selling author, because that's part of the Voices of the 21st Century journey. Carole, is there any bit of wisdom you'd like to leave our viewers with?
I just want women who might be thinking of doing this not to think too hard. Just jump on, fill out the application, and just do it. The longer we think about things, the more the doubts come into our minds. Everybody has a story. Believe that, believe in yourself, and just fill out the application for the next book.
Wonderful. Thank you. And Marsha, how about you? Any other wisdom you want to contribute here?
Well, I'm just very excited about being in the book this year and also signing up for the 2025. And I'm going to help Brigitte to get those 10 people. I'm trying hard, and that is one of my goals. And we're going to get there, Brigitte. We're going to get those 10 people, and we're going to be on the stage. I think the more visibility is great, and giving back to others. I just get a big kick out of helping others, and I have a story to tell, and everyone out there has got a story to tell, and it's just a matter of doing it.
Totally agree. So if you want to leverage the power of an association, a global association, you want more visibility, you want to get on a stage, you're in Australia or in other parts of the world, but we're really calling out to the Aussie women. Join us. We need your voice. Go to voicesofthe21stcentury.com, and we'll see you in our sisterhood. So thank you, Brigitte, Carole, and Marsha, for sharing your stories. I cannot wait to read them and having them available to the world. They sound very compelling, shall we say. How are you a trailblazer, Brigitte? How can I harness that gold? Carole and Marsha, what is this perseverance story, that you haven't? I can't wait. So we will see you on February 6th for our bestseller launch campaign. And that's our day when we're going to be celebrating and all the stories. You can get your copy of the ebook. And until then, have a wonderful holiday season. And thank you again for Brigitte, Carole, and Marsha sharing your time with us here at WSA TV. Bye for now.